Welcome. I'm Sarah, the creator of For the Obscured. This space is for those who want to move through life with intention and awareness. We explore what's influencing humanity to help you understand the energetic blueprint of what's ahead. Whether you're stepping into your purpose or seeking alignment, each episode will give you clarity on how you need to set up a solid foundation. My intention is not to predict fear. It's about understanding the moment we're in and choosing how you move through it to align with your purpose. 2026 is Universal Year 1, marking the beginning of a new 9-year global cycle, the year of fresh starts, leadership, and individuality. Energetically, it carries a strong seed planting energy. So what you choose to begin now has the potential to grow and shape the next 9 years of your life. It's not about rushing, but about initiating with intention. On a spiritual level, Universal Year 1 invites a reclaiming of identity and personal power after years of collective heaviness and survival-based living. There's a clear call to action. Trust your inner authority and move forward from a place of self-direction rather than external pressure. Astrologically, this year mirrors Aries energy, courage, raw life force, and the willingness to carve new paths. Collectively, the focus shifts away from reactive survival and toward intentional creation. This is the year to start the project, speak your truth, and build the vision you've been holding back. Even small, consistent steps taken now will come to fruition in powerful ways. As a reflection, ask yourself, what new identity am I willing to claim this year? Write it down, speak it aloud, and begin living it. So now 2026 also carries the rare energy of the fire horse, a combination that appears only once every 60 years. Numerologically, fire horse holds a 5 vibration associated with freedom, change, rapid movement, and unpredictability. This energy does not favor stagnation. It pushes for motion, exploration, and breaking away from limitations. Spiritually, fire horse energy asks for adaptability rather than force. This is not a year to cling tightly to plans that no longer fit. Instead, it brings a powerful burning away of old karma, outdated commitments, and roles that restrict growth. There is an invitation to move with the flow and trust instinct over rigid structure. Astrologically, fire amplifies individuality and courage, while the horse brings direction, speed, and momentum. Collectively, people become less willing to tolerate confinement, suppression, or stagnation. Expect bold decisions, sudden shifts, and moments where the need for freedom becomes undeniable. New leaders emerge as old systems lose their grip. As a reflection, ask yourself, where do I need more freedom? Let's back up a bit and reflect on the amount of change humanity went through between 2020 and 2024. When the outer planets Saturn, Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto moved through Earth and water signs, deeply shaping the collective experience. The earth energy brought a focus on structure, survival, and rebuilding foundations, while the water energy amplified emotions, vulnerability, and unresolved wounds. Together, these transits triggered systemic breakdowns, emotional heaviness, and a collective purging of hidden truth. Humanity was asked to slow down, reflect, and confront what had been buried beneath the surface for so long. During this period, many experienced emotional exhaustion, the collapse of long-held illusions, and discomfort that ultimately forced growth. There was a heightened need for safety, stability, and mental and emotional clarity. These years acted as a necessary pause, a time of introspection and restructuring that prepared the ground for what comes next. So as we move into 2026, the question becomes, what emotional or structural debris have you not cleared yet? The energies ahead are forward moving and will not support carrying outdated weight that you've held on to into this new cycle. Now let's discuss the retrogrades of the outer planets as they gave us a preview of the energies unfolding through 2025 and into 2026. Rather than slowing everything down, these retrogrades acted like a movie trailer, giving us an early glimpse of the coming shift into fire and air sign influence. During this time, fire sign energy sparked inspiration, courage, and creative breakthroughs, while air energy introduced new ideas, rapid information shifts, technological expansion, and evolving forms of communication, including the acceleration of AI. Collectively, many experience restlessness, sudden insights, a strong desire for reinvention, moments of identity awakening, and a noticeable return of mental clarity. What surfaced during those retrogrades is not random. Pay attention to what stirred, challenged, or inspired you during that period. It reveals exactly what you've meant to develop, express, or build as you move forward into 2026. Now let's talk about how this energy takes form through the planets, beginning with where each planet will be moving and what the time frame highlights for the collective. We'll start with Jupiter, the planet of growth and expansion. From June 9th, 2025 through June 30th, 2026, Jupiter moves through Cancer, shifting our focus towards emotional security, home, and belonging. This is a period centered on building safety, belonging, and meaningful community. People are drawn to authenticity, emotional intelligence, and heart-centered leadership, making this a powerful cycle for intuitive work, healers, mentors, and spiritual teachers. Collectively, emotional capacity expands, along with growth in areas connected to housing, land, food systems, and ancestral healing. There is a noticeable rise in interest in spiritual guidance rooted in compassion. So during this time, the invitation is to lead from the heart, build community, and create spaces where people feel seen and supported. As Jupiter continues its journey, it enters Leo from June 30th, 2026 through July 26, 2027. This marks a shift from inner nourishment to outward expression, creativity, and visibility. This is a cycle of confident self-expression. The collective becomes bolder, louder, and more willing to take up space. Personal brands and creative ventures experience rapid growth, and there is a renewed desire for joy, play, passion, and purpose. Expect a creative renaissance and a surge in entrepreneurial activity as people feel called to share their gifts more openly. This phase asks you to step into your spotlight, embrace your leadership, and allow yourself to be seen. Next, Saturn, the planet of structure, responsibility, and long-term lessons, moves into Aries from February 13th, 2026 through April 12th, 2028, asking us to take ourselves and our identity seriously. Saturn in Aries brings us serious lessons around identity, personal power, and self-responsibility. This is a time for developing disciplined independence and learning to recognize and dismantle self-sabotaging patterns. Collectively, people are asked to mature spiritually, take initiative, and face uncomfortable truths about accountability and action. Weak foundations fall away, while those who commit to growth and authenticity steps into leadership roles. Saturn rewards consistency during this transit, making it essential to commit to one meaningful identity shift and follow through. Neptune, the planet of dreams, spirituality, and illusion, enters Aries from January 26, 2026 through March 23, 2039, beginning a long cycle of redefining spiritual identity and how we take intuitive knowing into action. Neptune's move into Aries marks a long-term shift in spiritual identity and purpose. This transit dissolves outdated ego structures and strengthens intuition on a collective level. Spirituality becomes more active and embodied, giving rise to new spiritual movements and deeper interest in soul work, past lives, and consciousness exploration. As illusions around self and spirituality dissolve, older belief systems evolve. making space for new forms of connection and expression. The guidance during this period is to trust intuition more than logic and allow your spirit to lead the way. Uranus, the planet of rapid change, innovation, and awakening, moves into Gemini from April 25th, 2026 through May 22nd, 2033. This marks a major shift in how we think, communicate, learn, and share information. This is a time of mental awakening and the reinvention of social systems tied to media and education. Sudden shifts in how people learn, teach, and communicate become the norm, with ideas spreading faster than ever before. Expect breakthroughs in education, an explosion of creators and communicators, and moments of collective genius. This era belongs to messengers, teachers, writers, and speakers who are willing to share their truth in new ways. So speak your truth, teach, write, share. This is the age of the messenger. Before we close, there's one key moment to acknowledge. February 20th, 2026. This date represents a collective pivot point where several long-term cycles overlap and begin to anchor at once. It's a powerful, energetic reset for humanity where multiple cycles converge. The universal year one begins to anchor, the fire horse energy intensifies, and the outer planets prepare for major sign shifts. This moment also reflects a transition from emotional processing into action, as Jupiter moves from Cancer into Leo, amplifying identity awakenings. This reset symbolizes the breaking of old timelines, the release of stagnation, and a surge in personal sovereignty, that it is time to move forward. Around this period, many may experience sudden clarity, identity breakthroughs, and a strong desire for freedom and truth. The invitation is to consciously reconnect with your purpose. Through meditation, journaling, significant world events may act as catalysts for shifts in consciousness or intentional reflection, and clearly declare the next chapter you are ready to step into. With all these planetary shifts unfolding, the bigger question becomes how we choose to move forward with them. If today's episode resonated, step into your power by choosing one thing you will begin, one truth you will speak, or one part of yourself you're ready to reveal in 2026. Subscribe and join the Obscured community to stay connected. Links to forecasts, workshops, and my crystal shop are in the episode notes. Thanks for listening.